Hi, I'm Zen from Strafe Esports. Neil, thank you for taking the time to take this interview with me today.
No
And
worries.
I wanted to start by extending commiserations for today's loss. That was a brilliantly played series. I wish we were speaking under more fortunate circumstances in which you guys won, but it is what it
All
is.
good. Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to start today's series because obviously coming off of the quarterfinals, you guys had a 1 day sort of turnover time between beating Fnatic and coming into this left game. So what were sort of the main talking points that the team was going through, and also the main prep points that you guys were going to this particular matchup?
Yeah, I think it was a quick turnaround, but it's not something we're, you know, phased by. We've had a lot worse than that. Especially in Shanghai, like we had pretty fast turnarounds. We tried to focus mostly on ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and think about what maps we were going to play, how we were going to play. Don't we kind of we expected the maps that got picked. Nothing completely, literally is exactly how we predicted. And I think on Icebox today, the prep was good. We just played really bad as a team at the start. And if you start off slow like a team like Leviathan,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to make, if you make the mistakes that we made, you're going to lose at this level. And that's the only thing that really disappointed me today. We were maybe like 20% of the team that I expect to see, but it happens.
Um, I'll come back to that point, but first I want to ask, despite what you say about you guys not really showing up on Icebox to start, you guys still managed to claw all the way back, which is a testament in itself to the team's individual skill as well as your synergy. What was sort of the main stopping point to close out Icebox to begin with?
Yeah, so I think like we did make good, we made a really good attempt to come back at the start. Like our comms were pretty poor. Our individual skill is always good. And the only thing that disappointed me was like the individual skill was one of the main reasons we started making a comeback. But after the third or fourth round on defense that we got, we were starting to like really click, and the comms were coming back, the team play was coming back, and that's what made me happy, just because it was a fast reset from us.
Hmm.
And honestly, it was just I think the reason like we didn't win was just small micro mistakes at the end of the game, and that's always going to happen. We were in the lead. We had every chance to win that map. But we just made too many mistakes at this level. Too many individual mistakes and just poor team play, getting caught off by things and situations that we're usually very good at converting.
Hmm.
We weren't as clinical tonight, so I need to watch it back. But for me, that's my initial thoughts.
Speaking of quick turnaround time, despite letting Icebox slip through your grip, you guys still managed to put up a really strong start on Lotus as well. Could you sort of talk me through where you think, just from initial gut feeling, just from first time watching it, where do you think it started to slip away?
Straight away on defense, the pistol round was very uncharacteristic of us. I think we played the round very well macro wise. They had about, I can't remember the time, it was about 12, 13 seconds left to plant the spike, and
Yeah.
we pushed them back into C. We completely stopped them on C. The comms just weren't there though. Like the guys weren't aware that they were stopped on C, and everyone just panic rotated and kind of rushed towards the wrong bomb site. So
Yeah.
that was a bit frustrating because again, it's an uncharacteristic mistake from us. We're usually very, very calm under pressure.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think from the first round, and then there was a couple of really difficult rounds to win after that. I think the first buy round from us, they had Raze ult potentially, or they had like really good ults, and then they had good ult rotations. Aspas was punishing us, and I think yeah, we just could not get going on defense. And by the time we did, it was already a bit too late.
I want to speak a little bit about the experiences of playing against, or your team playing against someone of, like, Leviathan's caliber, Aspas's caliber. What do you do when a team is sort of snowballing that hard, especially in the half, where you just get, like, I think it was like 7 rounds in a row where it was just completely, they brought it back completely.
It's very difficult to stop a snowball like that, especially when, like I said, they have good ult rotations. They've got someone like Aspas popping off. I think we made them look good. I'm not gonna lie. Like he's very good at punishing teams that make sloppy mistakes, and we did. Like we made so many of them. Like he's double satchel on insight, and he's getting 2 kills kind of like mid-air. Our comms just weren't there. We weren't trading properly, and again, man, you give that guy an inch, he's gonna
Take
take
them
a
out.
mile. So yeah, it's literally that team is incredible. Probably one of the favorites to win, I would say, coming in.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to be tough. Um, and if you want to beat them, you have to be on your A game. and we just weren't anywhere near good enough to win that today.
Speaking of favorites to win, I know today's probably, considering today's score line, this is probably a silly question to ask, but considering Genji's early and rather surprising exit from Champions, you guys were in a position or are considered one of the biggest favorites to take this tournament now that, essentially your biggest competitor from Shanghai is gone. Yeah, so just sort of obviously taking into mind today's series as well. Just so what's your own take on, this yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's like crazy, honestly, that we're even getting those kind of plaudits. And for me, I'm just so proud of them that they've managed to, of the team, of the boys that we've got into a position in our first year. Like, I think it's easy to remember that the troubles we've had, I think, throughout the season and still perform so well. Like
Mhm.
having not a consistent five. Obviously, many people having to go out for exams, and we've got four rookies who have never really been in this situation before. Obviously, Benji and Fortnite's had a lot of experience, but for me, coming into it, I've always tried to keep the guys grounded. You know, we're playing against very experienced players, very experienced teams. Leviathan, for example, got two world champions. So for me, I've always tried to keep us level headed, and I always tell them like you are more than capable of winning this tournament, but that is not the be all and end all for me. You know, if we don't win champions, I'm not going to be hard on them. I'm not going to be screaming at them. It's more just we made this team, and we always said, or I always said, like my vision for this year was just to get some experience. And if we could have made one international LAN,
Yeah,
I would have been over the moon. And we made every single event. So
you
for me,
made
it's
every
just about
single.
gathering experience. Yeah, and it's like,
It's incredible.
sorry, on
Yeah.
you go.
No, no, no. Sorry as well. Yeah. Not only did you guys make every international event, you made the finals of Kickoff, Madrid, sorry, Shanghai, EMEA
Yeah,
Stage One. Yeah, Stage Two. You were one series off from finals as well. So all in all, it's been a pretty incredible year. I also wanted to speak about the fact that despite not winning a single stage one, despite not winning a single stage, you guys still managed to completely sweep the EMEA Awards, which was announced, I believe, last week. Yeah, Heretics completely took every single role, so including yourself as coach,
yeah,
coach of the season. So, what do you personally take? It's a different kind of accomplishment, obviously, from winning champions. But what do you personally take from that?
yeah. I think it's just a nice kind of like reminder of what we've achieved this year. Obviously, it would have been nice to win one of the trophies, but again, if you told me 7 or 8 months ago that if you were going to be in top five of champions and be in three grand finals, would you take it? I'd have snapped your hands off. So again, like honestly, man, like at the start of this year, we literally came in thinking we have an incredible bunch of boys.
Yeah.
We just want to make a good team. We want to make a good culture. I'm focused on that a lot of making like a really good culture, like a family kind of atmosphere, and I think we've achieved that.
Hmm.
And anything else is just a bonus. And obviously, the way we've performed has been overall very, very good. And it's just a pleasure for me to coach them. So yeah, the awards were nice. Um, but yeah, let's see. Like we're good in lower brackets, so
Yeah.
I won't write us off. Yeah, we can still bounce back from this, and we're gonna give everything tomorrow against DRX. So again, we're probably one of the favorites coming into this, right? So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a tough one.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, what's going to be your main focus point for the rest of tonight, just off preparing for tomorrow's series? Yeah, can you talk me through a little bit of what's going through your mind right now?
Sure, yeah. Like myself and Weber, are coaches that like to really analyze the other team and come up with a good game plan, but we also like to focus a lot on ourselves, get a kind of a good mixture of both. And for me, the main priority is making sure we don't play like we did today because no amount of preparation helps if you don't play as a team in this game. It's a team game, and if you're going to give any of these players a chance to capitalize on your mistakes, they will. So for me, I just want to look back at our own games, listen to the comms. Hopefully, they're out quick enough.
Hmm.
Probably just have a talk with the boys and have a debrief, and yeah, we'll go in tomorrow with everything that we've got.
Okay. Um, as I wrap up this interview, do you have anything you want to say to the fans? Perhaps to touch on anything that I didn't cover on, or perhaps some words towards DRX and yourself, encouragement for yourself, a bit of self puffing, some confidence.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like the confidence is going to come in our prep, so I don't have to puff myself up or anything in that one. But uh, I just want to say thanks to all the fans that are supporting us here. You know, like we've got family out, we've got the owners from Heretics out today watching us, we've got really insane fans that come. They've followed us in Shanghai. They've came here, and we've made like a really good bond with some of the Pacific fans. You know, like
Yeah.
they've given us some really cool gifts, and even back home too. Like, thank you to all the fans from back home.
Hmm.
Thank you to the, like our analyst as well, Pablo, helping from back home. And also here on site, Nicholas, our manager, and Weber as well. So it's been great, and also our performance coach who has been helping us a lot. He can't be here with us right now, but he's still been helping us out from back home. So yeah, overall, just it's been a good experience so far, and we want to keep it going. So we'll be back again tomorrow.
I'm very glad to hear. It was quite unreal to see this kind of level of friendship between you and like the Gen G members had. What was started off as a really fierce rivalry just sort of turned into a really cool friendship, and yeah, between two very unlikely organizations almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I think for me, like I want to create. We wanted to create a team of just friendly people and boys that'll mingle with anyone, and it's something we've encouraged. I don't want us to be a team that just sit in the corner and mind our own business. If you're out in these events, I want to. It's mostly sure, like we're here to play Valorant, but we have a very young team that are here to gain life experience, and they've got a very unique opportunity of traveling around the world and meeting some other really nice people and experiencing different cultures. So for me, that's also just as important as playing the game. So when we're here, we're going to make the most of it, and we're going to talk to any other team that wants to talk to us. Like we're always down for some fun. So if any other teams want to reach out, Heretics are here for some fun.
um, that's amazing to hear. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you, Neil. I wish you all the best for your next series, and I hope I can get another chance to speak to you at some point in the future. Thank you very
Of
much.
course, man. Anytime. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, bye.